Today's topic is vigilantism.
All right. What is up, guys? It's your boy Cuban. Hope everyone's having a group. This is another episode of the Black and Brown Show. We gotta hit people with the intro, man.
They know which one of us is black and which one of us is brown.
Nah, I ain't saying it like that. I'm just saying that this is the Black and Brown Show. That's another episode. What's up? This is episode 2. I hope you're having a great day.
He's black and I'm brown. Anyway, today's subject: vigilantism. Vigilantism. By that I mean, should police allow people to catch predators?
Hey, yo, that's one of my favorite things to watch. I ain't gonna hold it to you. There's one big content creator who damn, I forgot his name. Yeah, and I do believe that they should be allowed to do whatever they want. Look, all I'm saying is,
I bet he on this list. So I got a list of names here, and they all do their operations differently. The first one is JiDion. There's a lot of people that catch predators. JiDion, Skeeter Jean, Omma, Daps.
Is Gideon? Is he bald?
JiDion is bald. Well, JiDion and Skeeter are bald.
Big black dude.
Yeah,
bald.
Yeah,
that's who it is, bro. He had one episode. He was going around. And he was like, there. He caught a predator in Arby's, and he was like, in fact, you do not have the meat.
Yeah, he's he used to be a prank channel before he gave his life to Christ and started doing coincidentally JiDion reacts or what's popping on my channel right now. But him and Skeeter and Omma, they use the law. They try to do everything according to the law and in hand in hand with police officers. And so that's the reason.
And he also too be running into a lot of my bad for interrupting you. He also too be running into a lot of trouble, even trying to get help from the law and doing it the right way.
And that's my point. That's my point of question. Should it be legal for them to do it?
I mean, it's completely illegal for them to do it.
I know vigilantism is not legal, but I feel like the way that they do it, they are risking their lives to a certain degree, to a certain extent, and they are, and that's just because you never know what somebody's going to pull out on you when you're doing it. So you never know.
You ain't lying about that. See, in my opinion, is I was low key thinking about doing that shit, and we've had the conversation. I would get them, and I would have them completely set up. I'm talking about completely set up. And I'd be like, if you sign this paperwork right here and you get into this boxing ring with me.
See, okay, then that's why we're having this conversation, because JiDion, Skeet, and Omma, they do it in a way that's according to the law. Daps is the last person on this list. Daps gives them the option to either get slapped or he called the cops. And so when he gives them the option to get slapped, he will slap them in the store. He will fight them, and he has people that will trap them, and they can't go nowhere. They do entrapment and all that good stuff. And the problem with that is now when the police get those people, they get to go free because you assaulted them. They get to go free because you decided to be a vigilante and you assaulted them and you put your hands on them.
See, and I get that, and I understand that. But you know what I mean? And here's the problem with these people and what they do. You need to find, and you gotta have a lawyer realistically. And I actually went and what I was saying is I figured out how, and I actually asked someone who you can go about this, right? And you can have them sign some type of legal document that you have a lawyer actually write out, where pretty much it is, and I even had it to where you make it long, so where they're not going to sit there and read it completely.
If you have documentation and they give you permission to fight them, then yeah, I guess that's different. But it still begs the question of what happens in that initial moment when they get caught. You don't know, like people crash out over getting their shoes stepped on, so you don't know whether or not they're gonna brandish a weapon and immediately shoot you down because they caught. Now they caught, their backs against the wall, and that doesn't really happen a lot, but it could happen, and I guess that's the
It happens. No, it's no. There's multiple videos where it has happened where they crash out to the point where they do pull a weapon.
Okay,
but
yeah,
you know,
so in that sense, you are being a vigilante. You are like, if that person guns you down because you caught them doing something crazy, then at that point
that's kind of on you.
Your life. Yeah. So that's the reason why the topic is up for debate whether or not it should be allowed or shouldn't be allowed, because we don't know what those people could be doing or what those people could be thinking.
I'm really big on you should be allowed to do whatever you want and at your own risk. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's not how the law works. You can't do what you want. Because if you were able to do what you want, then you could technically, by that means, you could do what Daps do and just go and assault these people. And then but if you assault them, they get off. But if they're being predators, if they're preying on minors, they need to be like prosecuted to the full extent of the law.
And I agree, but I mean, here's the other thing is too, as those content creators, you getting them in jail is more than enough. That's
right.
What they
what happens there is what happens there.
That's what I'm gonna say. Like the moment they go in there, they're like greenlit. You know that. You know what I mean? They get dressed in different clothes. They keep them in different areas.
The problem isn't getting those people there to those spaces. The problem is the DA offices not prosecuting those people. They're not putting those people into the system to be put in that position to where they have to defend themselves against people that's going to, do what they do behind prison bars. Because if you look at like a lot of JiDion's videos, a lot of them in certain counties be getting dropped because the DA just don't want to touch them, which is crazy. That's why he put the DA at the end of the video. He always exposed those police departments because they don't do anything. But if somebody's trying to meet up with a minor, they're trying to meet up with a minor. Like that should be illegal, regardless of whether it's a decoy or not. That should be illegal because you went with intention to meet up with a child.
No, you came with full intention. You know what you were going to do.
Exactly. And like most of the time, these people got kids. You have kids and you're doing this.
That's wild.
So at this point, we're both agreeing that they should be. It should be allowed to catch people. I feel like it should be allowed and they should be prosecuted. They shouldn't be up for debate for like the DA office to take the case or not. Because what are they getting paid for?
Most of the times when it actually isn't a decoy and it actually happens, a lot of the times the fathers just get off with that stuff. Yeah. For doing what they did and doing their job. You know what I'm saying? They're doing the vigilante work themselves and they get off on it. Yeah. Man, I want to be like, I don't know how many times in history, like they even got it in history on recorded, recorded, like where that motherfucker, he had a newspaper and everything. He was like,
yeah, I seen that video. I seen that video.
That's an old video. That's like from the 80s.
It's a video of a woman doing the exact same thing. But like regardless of not whether the parents are getting their get back for their children. Did you got those?
They don't get charged though.
You got some places that will be like, oh, you shouldn't have did that because they're predator protectors. You got some counties that's predator protectors.
California
is a big one. Yeah,
the whole state.
For
it's not even a county.
It's not even
the whole motherfucking thing.
Washington too, but we're not gonna get that. We're not gonna get into that one. But anyway, we're on the same accord. They should be held accountable 100%, and they should be prosecuted. And people should be able to catch them. I feel like regular people, if you catch somebody doing these things, you have the right to, I wouldn't say detain them, but you should be able to contact the police and get that going. If anybody have a decoy or is doing decoy work in that sense, you should be able to contact the police and be like, here's this person's information.
Bro, I'm really big on, all right, let's do this. You can take me to jail for assault. And as long as you take him to jail.
You might You be watching JiDion. You watching the wrong person. You need to go watch Daps because that seemed like that's more your speed right there.
Nah,
That's
bro,
what they do. As a
he
matter of
be
fact, you
funny,
probably
bro.
seen that clip of them going in the store, and they literally walked up to dude and smacked him down in the middle of the aisle in the store.
Yeah,
That's Daps.
I just seen that one. No, I like watching Gideon because he's funny, bro. Because he was a prank channel.
Yeah.
He just be saying really funny ass shit. When especially after he'll be catching, like he got the Arby's worker.
Mm-hmm.
And he like whole time, bro, was like, "You don't have the meats."
They do be getting on their head. They definitely be getting on their head. But I mean, who cares? Like, who cry about it? You came to meet up with a minor. You deserve it.
I'm watching it. What do you mean? I'm laughing my ass off to that thing.
Imagine being a bystander.
I'm an instigator.
Imagine being a bystander in that instance. Like I'm pulling out my phone and recording it. Because they also chased them. They also chased them around the store and yell it out to people. Like it was this one guy and he decided to take the slap even, but they still chased him around, like walked with him out the store, yelling it to everybody, letting everybody know that they have a predator in the area, in that grocery store.
I really think they would just be getting off, man.
They do, like, regardless of whether they get arrested or not, they get off.
Like they really just be getting off, man. It's just ridiculous.
And that's Chris Hansen's fault. And if it wasn't for that one DA unaliving himself because he got caught, they would still be able to do stuff like that.
Bro, if you in the DA and you doing that stuff, I'm
kind of, you know what? Like, he was a government official though. That's why they stopped To Catch a Predator, because
everything
unalived himself.
Done in the dark. At some point or another, will hit light.
That's true.
Can't hide it.
No matter what branch of the government you in, but that's a conversation for another time.
That's right. I was thinking that same thing. I was like, no matter if you're the president of the United States, no matter what you do when it comes out.
Yep.